Chicago, Miami, Seattle.
I was just trying to get some music on maybe while we wait for people to come.
Miami, Seattle.
I was just trying to get some music on maybe while we wait. So who's here? If you want to put say hi in the chat box over to the side.
I'm used to all the pressure. But you know I'm the same. Say go this way. So we can run so high,
Just gonna wait a few more minutes to see who comes on here. Just gonna give it 1 or 2 more minutes. Just gonna give it another minute. Thank you, who's ever joining me. Can you see me? All right. Well, it's 5 after. I am going to go ahead and get started. Feel free, if you have any questions, to put them in the chat box. I We'll be checking out the chat box throughout the rest of the show. So if you have any questions, just want to say hi, feel free to go ahead and just put something in the chat box. Thank you for joining me. I am Essence, and this is Lifestyles of the Beautiful, Happy, and Peaceful. I wanted to make a live show where I share and give tips to others on how to live a beautiful, happy, and peaceful life. I feel that life it's about the journey. It's not the destination. But this journey can be freaking rough, sometimes very painful. So I do a lot of reading and studying, and I fill my tool belt up with all different things to help keep my mind, to help to keep me from getting stuck in negative thinking. And it helps me to be my life and my energy and my feelings, and I just love to share it. I don't feel like I've made it or anything, but one of the things that I do is I have a goal to have a beautiful, happy, peaceful day. I started praying for peace when I was about 14 or 15. And beautiful, happy, peaceful life, you have to have beautiful, happy, peaceful days that, will equate to a beautiful, happy, peaceful life. I like to share what I'm learning, what helps to keep. And so I think it's a must to have peaceful relationships, because in my life, knocks me off the beautiful, happy, peaceful train faster than hitting a bump in my relationship. I mean, well, if universe wants to test me for something in my relationship. And so after 2 years of being in my relationship, I have used it as a mirror, and I've learned and I've grown so much, and I've emotionally matured so much by just seeing what junk, what fears, what emotional insecurities come up. And so that is what brings me here today. The other day, one of my friends called me, and he said that he was really, I'm sorry, I'm just rocking in my chair. He said that he was really struggling in his relationship. And so what he began to tell me was a lot of different screens going on here. Okay, so what he began to tell me is that him and his child's mother, they're like on and off again type of relationship. But what he said is that she doesn't make me feel important. She doesn't put my needs first. And he really felt like it was her job to make him feel important. And he even said those words, that it's her job to make him feel important. And I was just really, I'm just listening, and, I began sharing things, some of my tools and tips with him, things that I learned in my relationship. And what he said at the end was, this has been very helpful. I hadn't looked at it from that perspective. I really would like it if you shared this with other people, them in their relationship. So again, that's why I'm here. So whatever I share about what me and him discussed, he did give me permission for that. So I like to make PowerPoint slides. I actually only maybe have about 5 today, just to really drive my point in and help you remember maybe an image or a PowerPoint. I'm a visual learner, so PowerPoints always help me. I'll go back and forth as we talk about tips for a beautiful, happy, and peaceful relationship. As he is telling me that it is her job to make him happy, to make him feel important. It is nobody else's job to fulfill your emotional needs. And he was just really blown. He's like, I don't understand what you mean. Like, it's nobody else's job to fulfill your emotional needs. It may seem like she's supposed to make you feel important, but if you're lacking importance in your life and feeling necessary and feeling valued, then that you have to deal with. It's not her job to make you feel important. Go ahead and start my PowerPoint here. And today we're talking about 2 tips for a juicy and peaceful relationship. Okay. And it's no one else's job to fulfill your emotional needs, not even your mate. So it might seem like to him, yeah, she should fulfill my emotional needs. She should make me feel important. Isn't that what people are supposed to do in your relationship? And then but what I said to him was, do you feel important in your life? So, that you do stuff, but it's never enough, like you're trying to prove yourself to kind of validate your importance. And he said, yeah. And so what I explained to him is that if you feel like there's a void, you're not feeling important, and this person in your life is supposed to make you, it's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. Nobody on the outside can ever fill this void that you feel that you have on the inside. And they can keep trying to pour into you and tell you these things, but it's gonna come out just like in this bucket, because nobody else can ever heal you. It has to be done from the inside out. So it is your job to make yourself feel important. It's your job to make yourself feel enough and feel validated. Because no matter how much this person gives to you, it's never going to be enough. You're always going to find something to complain about. And then you might even be depleting this person of their energy because they're trying so hard to make you feel good about yourself. And that's not fair to the other person. So again, it's your job to make yourself feel whole in whatever it is that you feel as though you're lacking. I found this. I thought this was pretty cool. And it says, are you emotionally dependent? And there are some questions that you can maybe answer for yourself. And for me, I really resonate with the third one down. Are you upset if your partner doesn't react in a certain way, doesn't meet a need? This really triggered me in the beginning of my relationship. I'm going to stop the slide and I'll just, give you a little bit more of what I mean by that. Okay. So, right in the beginning of my relationship, I remember one day I said, this is going on in my mind. I said, I'm just going to give him the cold shoulder. And then I started being very dry with him because I felt like he was not giving me enough attention. And so he was asking me some things that day, and I said, I was just being very dry with him. And eventually I thought about what I was doing and how I like to give and share advice. And I said, well, this is not very mature of me to be giving him the cold shoulder. Why don't I just talk about what's wrong with me? And so I said, babe, I don't feel like we're spending enough time together. And he's like, what do you mean? We're together every day. Once I get off work, either, I'm downstairs, you might be upstairs, whatever, but we're always together. I don't know what you mean. And then I kind of said to myself, okay, he has a point. Like, okay, I don't really know where I'm going with this. So I decided to meditate on it for a day or two. And when I really got in touch with myself and asked, like, where is this coming from? Where is this like neediness, feeling like I need attention coming from? And it was my inner child. I'm very in touch with that energy. And it stemmed from me having my dad issues, him not being in my life, so my abandonment stuff, and just feeling like I need male attention. And I would come in the door, my boyfriend would be on a computer, and if he wouldn't stop doing what he was doing to pay me attention, like I felt some kind of way. And it was me being needy, but it was me and my own emotional junk. It wasn't like valid. We were spending time together. It's just in my mind, I wasn't the center of his attention. And so then that was a problem. Only problem. So I had to ask myself enough attention. And the truth was I was not paying myself enough attention. Secondly, I asked myself, why do I get to be more important than whatever it is that he's doing? What he's doing could possibly be important too, and it's not fair of me to expect him to stop when just because I came in the door. Once I, figured out that it was me and it was my emotional junk, then I had to go inward and start doing some stuff to heal that emotional need. I spent time with myself. I went back to my mirror work and that type of thing. And then I said, well, I still want to talk about we spend together. Quality time means this to me. I said that, we watching TV or a movie together, and we're not sitting on opposite sides of the couch, like we're together, our elbows touching, want us to sit close to each other. Like, to that's quality time. And he said to him, quality being at the house. It didn't matter if I was upstairs or he was downstairs, just us being in the same house was quality time. So you see, we weren't even on the same page. So that really could have caused some problems if I had not have communicated and then we got on the same page, and then we haven't had that since. I'll give you just one more brief example before I move on to my next point. Years ago, maybe like 8 years ago, there was this guy. We had known each other for a while, and then we thought about dating. He had wanted to date me, but he said, I like a lot of attention. He said, I like to feel special. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. The day after that, he had texted me within like 3 or 4 hours. He texted me 3 or 4 times and said, are you thinking of me? And then the last time he was like, well, can you let me know every time you think of me, can you text me? That makes me feel good. And I said, oh, hell no, this is not going to work. I shut that shit down because I'm like, I can't do this. I can't be just feeding his ego. Like it was so unattractive. And so like looking back on that now, that is something he needed to do. He needed to know that he was important, and whatever I added was just an addition, but not look to me to be the source of him feeling special and important. All right. And so that story brings me to my next point, which is, let's see here. No one can give you what they're not giving themselves. Seriously, no one can give you what they're not giving themselves. So I wasn't even giving myself the type of attention and praise that guy wanted me to give to him. So there was, I could sustain filling up his, and mine was deflated. Never have worked. And so even with my guy friend, I asked him, I said, well, does it seem as though your girl loves herself? I said, I know we can't be for sure because we're not her, but after 5 years, what do you think? He said, absolutely not. She doesn't behave that a girl who loves herself would. Then you cannot expect to love you and give you attention and make you feel good, and she's not doing that for herself. It's not fair. You're her to be someone she's incapable of being at this moment. So she has her own emotional needs to feel. And so I just want you to think about that for a second. Like sometimes we ask of people what they're not even giving of themselves, and then we make them feel guilty because they're not treating us a certain way, a way that we feel like they should treat us. And a lot of times we're not treating ourselves that way. So we're looking to them to be the source of that, and it's not fair. And, you know, it creates distance. It creates all in a relationship when you're expecting someone to be who they are incapable of being. In my relationship, I experienced this. I just want to say we have a really good relationship. We do experience some bumps here and there, but overall, like, I have a very loving and healthy relationship. But I don't mind sharing some of the things I've gone through and what I've learned. So we bump heads a lot around cleaning. I am messy Essie. That's what they call me growing up. He likes to clean. Like, that's what he want to do on his Saturdays. Not me. I'd rather be writing or reading or something like that. So we bump heads a lot about cleaning. Mind, he wants me to be this that is, you know, like immaculate. And when you wipe the stove down, take the burners off and wipe, and, you know, put the chairs on the table when you. That is not me. But him wanting me to be this person, it like caused me a lot of pain because I feel like I can't meet your expectations, then I feel bad about myself. And I just, like, we had to talk about it, like, where is this coming from? And so his mom and dad, they used to clean together. So when he starts cleaning up on Saturdays, he expected me, this is subconscious, but he expected me to stop, not go to the library, not go do whatever it was I was going to do, and stay home and clean up with him. So it would really cause some problems. And it really made me feel bad about myself and not being like the cleanest person ever. And I mean, I try, but I can't, it doesn't work like that. If I'm wiping the stove down, my mind doesn't say lift up the burners. My mind said, okay, let's just wipe what we can see and then go on about our business. We wipe the table, just wipe around the placemats, like, say whatever you want to say, but that's me. I don't purposely try to leave stuff out. It's just, that's just how I've always been. Now, after us talking, I am getting better at it, but I don't aspire to be that person that he wants me to be. I just don't. I want to get to where I could pay somebody to clean up. And I spent a lot of years doing that, paying people to clean up, because I just don't like it. So I'm just telling you, it doesn't feel good when you want somebody to be who they are incapable of being. So just be mindful of that in your relationships, not to put that pressure on somebody to be somebody that they're not able to be at this time. Make sure what else I have for you today. I hope you are getting something out of this. Great. Yeah, I think that is it. And I do want to say, I do want to say that there are going to be times where you are going to be like, my boyfriend does need to spend more time with me. We're not spending time. And I understand that. And I get that. All I'm asking is for you to like be honest with yourself and see that request that you're requesting, is it coming from a place of need, of you feeling like there's a void that is not being met? It's real. Like when I thought we weren't spending enough time together, it wasn't really real. It was my mind, it was my emotions playing tricks on me, and me just really being needy and wanting to be the center of attention, which was an emotional part of me. It wasn't real. So just be honest with whatever it is you're asking for. If you're wanting him to give you more compliments, is it because you already give yourself compliments and you already feel really good, you just like to hear it every now and again? That's fine. Or is it you don't feel attractive and you need him to keep telling you this so you will feel attractive, and since he doesn't, you feel him less attractive? That's what I want you to start understanding. So if you already don't feel that way, then it's not his job to make you feel attractive. You need to feel attractive or whatever it is already, and then what they give to us is in addition. It's the same way if you don't feel loved. If you weren't with this person, would you still feel loved? Like for me, if I wasn't with my boyfriend, I would still feel loved. I would still feel lovable. I would still feel beautiful. All the things that I've put in and instilled into myself. And what he adds to that is, it's an addition. Don't look for him to like fill my bucket up with anything. And so I had a question, like 3 questions that maybe you can ask yourself just to get clear. Are you lacking anything? So again, get clear on what you feel like you're lacking. You could ask yourself, I need this person to give me. You can also ask yourself, where does this need or void stem from? Because if you can pinpoint it, it may give you a little bit of clarity of what needs to be healed. Like I pinpoint my needing to be center of attention from my abandonment issues, just wanting a man to pay me attention. And then ask yourself, how can I begin giving this to myself? And then once you determine that, start doing it. And so over to the side, I put some ways of doing it that I've done is mirror work, or I'm saying affirmations, or I'm just talking to myself, just being there, being present with myself in the eye. Just saying affirmations to yourself. I'm valuable, I'm lovable, things like that. Also, I did EFT, that emotional freedom technique. It's the tapping. I've done plenty of that for emotional healing. Radical forgiveness, I've done that. I'm actually a radical forgiveness coach. That really helps shift a lot of stuff for me. Meditation and yoga as well. Now, if you can't shift some of these limiting beliefs or emotional wounds yourself, you need to get help from a coach, someone that can help you release your emotion. Right there at SisterTurner.com. If you need a session, feel free. We can do a complimentary discovery call to see if you have any emotional blocks. I would love to work with you and help you, because I've done a lot of this myself. And anyway, I just love helping people. So if you have anything you want to work through, feel free to reach out to me. Okay, I think that that is it. That's what I wanted to present to you today. I said that this was juicy and peaceful because I believe that when we take responsibility for our emotions and our emotional wounds and we fill our own selves up, projecting onto our partners, we are able to be fully present. We are able to be honest about what it is that we are going through. We aren't looking for anybody to fix us or do anything. We're healing ourselves. And when you're in that place, somebody to be someone who they're not to make you feel better, your relationship gets so much better. My relationship is so much more intimate now that I'm not projecting my daddy issues off onto him. Now we can have deeper conversations. We can see each other for who we truly are versus him trying to see me as the cleaning woman and me trying to see him as the person who needs to give me attention. Through all that, now we can really just see each other and be with each other. He can just be in love with messy Essie. You know what I mean? And that's so juicy when you know a person wants you just for you and not for your potential or who they want you to be. Juicy. And then of course there's peace because you're not arguing, because you're not needing him to do something bucket with all those holes in it. Okay. So that brings me to the end. If you want to learn some more about love, December 1st, I'm going to be doing another live stream. I won't be doing next week is Thanksgiving. So on December 1st, that one, I put a slide up with the information. That show is about love. I'm getting all my windows mixed up. I'm so sorry. Hold on. I gotta learn to talk and still do this. Okay, that show is all about love. I called it Secrets About Love. And it's about loving yourself. It's about loving your partner, attracting love. All it's about learning where your true source of love stems from. And when you understand that, you be in love all the time, anyone. It's really powerful. If you know and you're not on my list, you can just go to my facebook.com, beautiful, happy, peaceful, or email me at turner.essence@gmail.com. That I'm really excited to share that huge aha, a huge breakthrough. One of those breakthroughs where when I got it, tears like literally came to my eyes. And it's really good. And it's already shifted some things in my relationship, just knowing more about love. So I look forward to sharing that with you. I hope you have a great week. Leave me a message, ask a question. I'll answer that for you. Me second to see if I get any questions. Yeah, we are all set. All right. Well, thank you. Feel free to email me, Facebook me, go to essenceturner.com. Thank you.